Say hi to everybody. Welcome to Rockview in Pleasure Point. This is one of our favorite places to ride. I have not been on a ride for several weeks. All the surfers are out there doing their surfing thing. Okay, son, let's keep going. And I thought it'd be fun to share with you a little bit. So today is day 50. I finished my 40-day water-only fast 10 days ago. And today is day 10 of the restoration process. So it's often called the refeeding process, which, to be honest with you, is the most dangerous of everything. Let's go on the curb, honey, because there's some cars. Go up on the curb. All the way up. There you go. You can follow me. We can go back down now. Okay. So the refeeding process is dangerous because to have nothing but water in my system and salt for electrolytes for 40 days puts my body in a dormant state. That would be the nicest way of saying it. And that means that I have to be very, very slow about how I go about reacclimating my body to food. And even though I was very careful and I followed my doctor's instructions and I have talked to ChatGPT and Grok, both my wife and I have done that all day, throughout every day, explaining every single thing that's going on, how I'm feeling, what I'm doing. I still, and I had a plan, I'm executing against the plan, it didn't matter. Like, it was super, super, super challenging. So because of that, I haven't made a lot of videos, for one. I didn't want to. It's so pretty out here. What a joy to be living here in this place. And because it's been so challenging, I also haven't been able to go on one-wheel rides. I'm not going to go on one-wheel rides when I'm feeling all this challenges, and I don't have to rush it. I got my whole life to do one-wheel rides, and I've done them. I've done 10,000 miles on the one wheel. It's not like I can't wait a little bit to add more miles to the clock. So in light of that, I've been looking forward to this moment. And now that I'm on a ride, I haven't made a video and shared it on a ride, I think since day 21 or day 18. It's been quite some time. So I've been thinking about what to share now that I'm on my ride and hanging out with my son, and we're enjoying the coast, and I want to share this. I want to share the visual glory that we get to go for rides in. But I also want to talk about something specific, and this is about my weight loss and how I intend to keep the weight loss off, and what I've learned through the process, and what I'm going to do moving forward. So if you follow a guy or have heard of a guy named Brian Johnson, he started an organization called Blueprint. He was brought into the news because he spent $2 million a day on his health, or a year on his health. He's pretty well known for being a part of Venmo and done very well as a technologist. And so, as he considers himself, and rightfully so, the most measured person in the world, meaning he has more data on himself, his decisions, what he does, how he sleeps, how he eats, how he exercises, all those things, the nutrition that he consumes, now that he creates for his community. More data than anybody else. So in light of that, I recognize a lot of people think of Brian and they think of a guy that spends a lot of money on his health, or they think of a guy that talks about don't die. That's true. But I think of a guy that has struggled as I've struggled. He struggled with medicating himself with food. He struggled with what he calls nighttime Brian. He struggled with pushing himself too hard. What we refer to as grind culture, right? Not sleeping enough, not taking care of himself, not exercising. And he's recognized that he doesn't actually trust himself to make great decisions in the moment. Instead, he has built infrastructure to where the decisions are already made, and then he doesn't have to trust himself to make any decision. He just has to commit himself to doing what he's set his heart out to do. Now, this makes sense to me because I set my heart out to do a 40-day water-only fast. I made that decision. I never asked myself how I felt about it afterwards. I never considered quitting, never once. I made a decision and I followed through with the predetermined decision. That was the infrastructure that got me to the finish line. For me, the Mount Everest of discipline, to not eat food for 40 days or even consume calories at all. On to what I've learned about health. So, what I have learned about health is through this process, as you might imagine, I've become a different person. I feel like I'll never ever be the same. Like I've gone through a transformation. I was a caterpillar and now I'm a butterfly. Come son, right here next to me, right here next to me, right there. That's where you stay. There you go. And as I think about the significance of the transformation, I recognize that although I did the fast because it was something that I wanted to do my whole life, it was more of a spiritual and emotional pursuit and accomplishment than physical. Not to say I didn't want to lose weight. I mean, I was 279 pounds. When I started the fast, I couldn't actually button this. I could not button this thing at all. I had it right with it open. And my t-shirt was twice the size of this t-shirt and I did not fit in it. Like I was out of it. And my belt, I couldn't even wear my belt right here on this notch. I'm now down 5 notches. So instead of not fitting in notch 1, I fit fine in notch 6. So complete transformation from 279 to 215. I was 215 pounds last time I weighed myself. And 64 pounds is a transformative amount of weight to lose. And I feel it, like the OneWheel ride. Oh, I feel so safe. I feel so nimble. But the issue that I've thought a lot about on this journey is I've had years where I easily gain 100 pounds and lose 100 pounds in total. Stay right here, son. Stay right here. Let's let these 2 cars pass. There's a lot of years of my adult life that I would hit, hold on, son, let's wait for this fan. Wait. I would hit 230 pounds. And for me, that was like, lean compared to what it was. And then, okay, he's going this way. Let's go. Watch out for this truck. And then I'd hit 260 because I'd let myself go. I'd start medicating myself with food. And then I'd get back in the gym and I'd get disciplined and I'd get back down to 230. And then the holidays would come and I'd get back to 260. Well, like that's over 100 pounds, right? I lose 30, I gain 30. I lose 30, I gain 30. This is a very, very destructive habit of my past life. So I'm very thoughtful, like, okay, this is something that I've repeated, and clearly I repeated it again because the heaviest I ever was in my whole life was 286, and I got all the way up to 279, even though I was in the gym, I was trying to eat healthy, but all the travel, and I just couldn't shake it. I couldn't get myself out of the rut. So as I now am on my way to my goals, right? My max weight goal is 199, or for all of my European Asian friends, 90 kilograms. And that's the max. That's like if I'm in the gym, I'm muscular, I'm, you know, that's the biggest I want to be in my life, because I want to wear size 34 jeans and I want to wear large t-shirts. And I feel great when I'm that size. Like, that's who I want to be. That's the size I want to be. Now, my minimum goal is probably like 20 pounds less, right? If I'm doing a lot of cardio, maybe I'm jogging again, maybe I'm doing triathlons again, like, okay, maybe I'll be a bit leaner in that case. So to get there is one thing, right? To finish the 40-day fast is one thing. To restore my body from the 40-day fast is one thing. To get back to my goal weight of 199 pound, 90 kilograms is one thing. The question is, why did I get there? Am I self-aware enough to realize why I got there? And what infrastructure do I have around my emotional health to ensure I don't continue to medicate myself with things like food? And what infrastructure do I have around exercise? And what infrastructure do I have around nutrition? Now, it's been wisely said, you cannot outrun a bad diet, or you cannot out-exercise eating poorly. So for me, look how beautiful this is. Isn't that amazing? What a glorious place to ride a OneWheel at. So for me, I am most concerned with not getting into a finish line. I'm most concerned with remaining a butterfly. That's my biggest concern. I want to stay a butterfly. I don't want to ever be a caterpillar again, in the sense of the weight gain, the weight loss, and all that. And so as I think that through, I have to consider, well, what does that take? And I think it takes three things for me. It takes self-awareness and accountability, the ability to be, this side, honey, the ability to be in communication with my wife and with other dudes that we're working out together, we're texting each other, here's my goals, this is what I'm going after, finding fun things to do. And being thoughtful and being adaptable, right? So if things aren't going well, or if I find myself struggling with this or that, like, adjust the sails, pivot, be flexible in my rhythms. So one is the self-awareness thing. And I feel like this fasting experience gave me that time and space to become more self-aware than I ever have before. The next is the exercise thing. So my wife and I were already working out all the time. Now, she's really, really kind. I don't feel a ton of pressure from her on being heavy. She would always say nice things like, I like you, Fluffy, I like you, Chunky, or whatever word that she would use to try to make it sound nice. And so I never felt like, she never put the pressure on me like, Ian, I'm in ideal health, right? When I met her, she had just finished up her fitness competition and crushed it. She's like the most. So, but she never made me feel like I was a loser for not doing better in this area of my life, or that she demanded that I step up for her. She just loved me, and she would just say things like, I want you to be healthy, obviously. So, but she still, even though she's not putting the pressure on me, like she's not bringing down the hammer, my wife can still give me the feather, right? She can kind of tickle me. She can tickle me into this ability to be reminded, okay, be self-aware, know what it is required, like know what it takes to make this a lifestyle. So then I get into exercise. And fortunately, I have her as my partner. And so we've made a decision. How many days a week are we going to go to the gym? How many days a week are we going to go for walks in the morning? How many days a week am I going to go for one-wheel rides? How many days a week am I going to do stretching? How many days a week am I going to go for a disc golf game? Because I love it. And how much effort each time? You know, if we go to the gym 3 days a week, we go for an hour. If we go to the gym 6 days, we go for a half hour, right? That type of rhythm where we say, okay, this is what we're going to do as a couple. And this is what I'm committing to. So now I got the self-awareness piece and I got the exercise piece where I'm walking into predetermined discipline. You understand? Then comes nutrition. Now for me, in 2021 and in 2022, I had done intermittent fasting for those entire 2 years. I didn't miss a day. I literally went, or 2020, 21, whatever it was, I went 600 days in a row. So I know that I can easily do intermittent fasting every day, but I want to switch it up a little bit this time. So I'm an intermittent fast 5 days a week, and then that's breakfast and lunch. I'm just going to skip dinner. Now, my family's used to me not eating for 40 days. Plus, my family was used to me skipping dinner almost every single day for 2 years. So it's not like my family hasn't adapted. My friends are used to it. I go out to dinner with my friends during my fast. I make dinner for my family during my fast. Like, if I'm cool, they're cool. Why would they care if I choose not to eat? So I'm just going to get into the rhythm of eating breakfast, eating lunch, not eating dinner. That lets me skip a meal, lets me skip 300 plus meals a year. That's a great start to good nutrition. And I'll make healthy nutrition habits, right? There's certain trigger things like I'm allergic to sugar. I break out in fat. That's not true. But what I do is it gives me these triggers where I just become like, if I eat sugar, I just can't not have more. Even though it's maybe challenging, just don't have it. That's a simple solution. So 5 days a week, 2 meals a day, 8-hour window. Sometimes I'll do it in 4 to 6 hours just to kind of tighten it up. Let the fasting be 18 to 20 hours instead of 16. The next thing is I'm going to have 1 day a week where I just have freedom. I'll probably still eat healthy.
Sorry.
You can't do that, son. Son, look at me. Look at me. Stop. You can't do that to people, honey. Okay, you can't do that. You have to stop and go around people. Don't go under their arms. Unless they're your uncle and auntie. We do. You want to go? Do you want to go to the end?
But I couldn't go around.
Yeah, you could. You have to stop, and it's your responsibility. Okay, I'm gonna go to the end. You don't want to come with me? Okay, you go inside. I'll meet you there. Okay. Okay, that was fun. So the nutrition, 5 days a week intermittent fasting. So then it comes down to the other 2 days. So one day I'm gonna let myself basically eat 3 meals a day. So this will be birthdays, holidays. If there's not a birthday or a holiday or a special occasion or a get together or some sort of time where that would be beneficial, then I will do it on a Friday or a Saturday, right? And that way my family can get into the rhythm of like, hey, 1 day a week, Ian is available. Like we can all go out together or we can all have family dinner, you know, at my parents' house or here at the beach or whatever it is. So I feel like that is going to be a real nice change for me, where I have 1 day a week where I have more freedom and I'm able to just, you know, be a little more loose on that day. It's not going to be like what I used to do. They were called like free days or something. Anything go days. I don't know. I'm not going to eat whatever I want. I'm still going to be, you know, disciplined in that regard, because healthy food is super awesome. I just had no food for 40 days. Healthy food is like the greatest thing of all time right now. And always if I keep it that way. Finally, the day after my full day, where I have breakfast to dinner, I'm going to fast, another water fast. So what this means is that once a week, I will have a day to do whatever I want. It's a special occasion or a weekend. And the following day I'll fast. So if I stop eating at night and I don't eat the next day and then I eat the following morning, it's a 36-hour fast. Now the truth is, I would never suggest anybody do a 40-day fast. I'd have a hard time suggesting anybody do anything more than a 72-hour fast without really consulting a doctor. But I think almost everybody could do 36-hour fast. They could do it pretty often because it's a great way to restore your body, to reset, to cleanse. There's so many benefits of doing that. So for me, my goal is to do that, is just to start doing one fast a week. One day I just let myself eat all day and enjoy family and friends and holidays. And then 5 days where I'm really focused on being disciplined and tight. And I believe that the infrastructure of bringing together this trio, the trio of the self-awareness, emotional vulnerability, relational accountability around things that have been hang-ups for me in the past, combined with the commitment to a schedule for exercise, combined with a commitment to a rhythm around how I'm going to do nutrition, that this trio is what is required for me personally to be successful, not just in achieving a goal of going caterpillar to butterfly, but in transforming my life and remaining transformed for the rest of my life so I can be healthy and live a long life and continue to enjoy what I do. Oh, I'm so very grateful. So I thought that would be kind of a fun thing to share with you on my first one-wheel ride back out to Rockview. I hope that something I share with you is meaningful. And until next time, peace.